Hi guys. It's the first kind of time I've ever done a talk like this. My wife and many of my friends keep telling me I should do this, so um, I just thought I would say a few words from my heart, really, and what I tend to believe in. I just think that as a human race, us as people, us as the type of people that need to have love and happiness in our lives, us as the type of people that need to have some sort of stability in our lives. And I generally tend to think that the biggest problem we tend to have is that we seem to think that needs to come from other people and other things. But nobody's ever going to make you as happy as what you can make yourself. This is the hardest thing I've had to learn. That's where the saying kind of, I know it sounds corny and very cliche, but it is true. When people say love yourself, what is the meaning of loving yourself, you may ask yourself. And there's many answers to this. There's no direct one, but I can tell you what I've found. And it might be a bit difficult to swallow, but it was for me at the time. I think the most difficult thing about love is, and loving yourself, it doesn't mean try to make yourself perfect so you can love yourself. It doesn't mean to make yourself look perfect in the mirror. It means just to accept what you've been born with. To accept the gifts you've been given. Just to love who you are and to respect the person you look in the mirror at, knowing that the choices you make every day and the way you treat the people in your life has a profound effect on you and them. I think the toughest thing people have to learn is to think of all of the words and the ways we treat people, to be responsible with those words. There's a beautiful saying in Zen Buddhism that the words that travel from our mouths are like the seeds floating down from 1,000 trees. Some trees are great, some trees are not so great. And what does that mean? That was all that was said in the saying. It took a lot of thought. In other words, how do we know randomly how big those words will affect someone's life? We cast them here and there, positive and negative. And mostly the negative ones, most people are unconscious about what they're doing. And they can have a profound effect on someone's life. Sometimes we need to hear the tough things in life. We need to hear the hard things, because if we're always just falsely being nice, that doesn't help either, does it? We need to be truthful with people. If you're being an arsehole or a dick, then you've got to face that. Think of how you are with other people in your lives, and this is the best thing I try to do, and it's tough sometimes. Think of how we are, our actions, and how we treat people in different situations in life. And the best way to do is to try to put yourself in their situation. How would it feel to be that person that you're treating that way? And that can be not just in a negative light, in a positive light as well. How good would it make that person to feel to do something nice for them, to do something constructive? So my viewpoint is, we can never ever be happy until we fulfilled ourselves. And to fill yourself with yourself, how can you do that? Well, empty yourself full of the shit that you've got. Get rid of all the bollocks and the bullshit you know ain't true, the stuff that makes you feel negative, the stuff that, you got that vibration of negative energy. If it doesn't feel good when you're doing it, then don't do that shit. Don't do it. Because that's why it's called shit, because that's what it is. It's shit. It damages you as much as them, and your guilt, you overcompensate then. And as you overcompensate for how you've been treating the other person, it's a falseness, it's a guilt. But you wouldn't have had that guilt in the first place if you hadn't have done what you'd done. So just to breathe. Breathe in. Hold it for a second and think, should I say this? Am I saying it to make myself feel better? Just because I want to lower that person? You know, it's tough sometimes, you know, for people that are trying to find themselves in life. You keep grabbing at all the things around you which are going to make you think you're going to make you happy. But then you fill your basket yourself. Think of yourself as this vessel, this basket. And you fill that basket with only so much stuff. And a lot of the stuff you don't need in that basket. And you keep filling it up with the shit. And then it takes you ages. It takes a lifetime after for you to unload all of that shit to get back to who you really were. Who you are. And to who your potential could be. To be human. Human. To have humanity. To be fulfilled with that. That is what the meaning of life truly is. So, I would just like to pass this on before Christmas. And remember the people around you. And the kindest gift you could give anybody is your love. God bless you all. Have a nice Christmas.